He took the sinner's place so we could live in grace. He took our pain so we could live again. God's unfailing love and faithfulness, He demonstrated His regard in our failures. A heartless man, Amy, shot at Him, was still glad to take our blame. Jesus came to His own, but was disowned by His own. The King whose kingdom was above knew no sin, but was made sin so we could become the righteousness of God. Was chosen as a sinner over a notorious criminal, Barabbas, and was embarrassed by the Romans on the Calvary Street, just to set the sinners free. He was mocked with a crown of thorns and disrespected, but He still professed His love and readiness. What greater love than this? In pain, he reminded the Father about sonship and He being His handmaid. But the Father's love was great enough to redeem and reconcile us unto Himself. Jesus, the only truth the world received, but yet still being distrusted and disregarded. His unremitting pursuit made Him give Himself unto death so we could live with the Lord above. How can a king be flagellated just so God also will be elevated and glorified? Heart of our heart, bone of our bone, flesh of our flesh, being scarred, tortured, and abused, be wasted man He came to save on the sky hill where He was abandoned on the cross. Nails pierced through His flesh. By His anguishing and passionately commended His spirit. Though the world thought they have alienated Him, by His preeminence could only mean three things: the way, the truth, and the life. Your life doesn't reflect the significance of the blood because you feel your imperfections outweigh your perfections. Christ became poor, His degradation causing our gratification. As a love being His only speciality, He could have just freed Himself, but He embraced being hurt so the hurting wouldn't fret. He became the curse of the law so we would escape the curse of the law. If you feel the blood doesn't speak, know this: the blood began to speak when the immediate effect of the blood became evident by causing the veil of the temple to rent in twain and the earth to quake. The blood speaks for Him. A traitor thought he had sold Him, but no, the King's blood could not be bought. A field of blood could only be bought. The King became a sacrificial lamb for our own good. And the good news He brought became a ladder so we could climb to the Lord above. The other messengers could only mess up in disseminating their messages, but we were presented holy, unblameable, and unreprovable when He said it is finished. It's never too late to enjoy the freedom from the oppressions of sin and death. Look unto Jesus, the King whose final breath could only express greater love. He never seeked after self-acclaim, but He came to claim us to glorify God, so we will be glorified. I will always acknowledge the relevance of the blood to be saved, because for salvation God appoints for wars and war. We lied to ourselves when we knew the truth about His resurrection. Our pride was when we bribed to tie ourselves in a lie. But even if the world tries, they can only try enough. One thing will always be clear from what happened 2,000 years ago: His crucifixion and resurrecting power brought eternal life. That new life could begin.